everybody, and welcome to my makeup channel. I know it's been a while, I know, and I haven't been putting out any videos, but not anymore, okay? That's my New Year's resolution. I'm gonna be putting out more videos, putting out more looks, so enough of that. But today I kind of wanted to do a very rusty red copper look on my eye. Let's just go right into the makeup look. I'm actually gonna start off with the eyes first. So there's gonna be certain things that I'm gonna do that's gonna make this look super easy for you guys to create. If you do really extreme looks, a lot of people feel intimidated to do it, and most of the time they won't create it. But today, yes, I'm using really strong colors, but it's gonna be really easy for you guys to mimic, and I'm making sure of that. So first, I'm gonna grab some tape. This is just regular tape, and I'm gonna put it on the corner of my eyes. The reason I'm doing this is because I want the eyeshadow to look like a cat eye, so it's gonna lift up the eye. So you're going to put it on the corner of your eye going out. So I kind of wanted to go from here to the bottom of that eyebrow. Do the same thing to the other eye. Once you take off the tape, if you see that it's uneven, you can easily grab some makeup remover and just clean it up, okay? So let's go in and prime my eye. So I'm going to use my Morphe M417, and I'm gonna use my Painterly paint pot. There you go. And I'm gonna put this all over my lid, just so it can have like a clean canvas. So when you're working with the tape, you just go over it this way, so you're not lifting it. But be gentle with your eye, please. So next, I'm going to be using Makeup Geek eyeshadows. This is just a customized palette that I made for myself. And I'm going to put some transition shades so everything can blend better. So I went in and I grabbed Peach Smoothie and Creme Brulee. And this is just a BH Cosmetics fluffy brush. Do the same thing to the other eye. Same colors. So now I'm gonna grab Cocoa Bear, which is that color right there. I'm just gonna dip my brush. And again, as you can see, I am slowly kind of just going right here to this brow bone because I want it to lift up that brow bone. So it's gonna look very cat eye-ish, and it's gonna look very sexy and sultry. And plus it's gonna make your eye look really lifted. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the color Porter from ColourPop. This one has a slight sheen to it, but usually it doesn't show up that much because it's not a lot, which is okay with me. And I'm just gonna use a fluffy brush. The M433 Morphe brush is a small tapered brush. And I'm gonna slowly blend that in my crease. I want that color to be a tad bit stronger, so I'm going to go back in with the ColourPop Porter, dipping it just one more time, and slowly going in there and blending this out. Another thing that makes this really easy to blend is that those transition shades that I laid down onto my crease. So like I said, if you're having a hard time blending out, just put those transition shades in your crease and it will be 10 times easier, I promise. If you feel like you've gone too high, right? Just saying, and I feel like I did, blending out way so much. You can grab the color that's really close to your skin tone. I'm gonna use this one. This is the Makeup Geek, and this is Peach Smoothie, and I'm gonna grab a regular schmegler brush. This is the Sigma blending brush E25, and I'm just dipping that in here into the Peach Smoothie. And on the outer part right here, I'm just going to place that there and just calm everything down and just blend. This is more of a gradient effect, and it's calmed it down. If you can see between this one and this one, it's calmed it down a lot. And it's okay if it happens, you just need to calm it down. I'm going to use a palette that I haven't used lately. Well, I have used it, but I wanted to use it in a tutorial. This is the Matte Metal palette from Kat Von D, and I'm going to use this shade right here, and it's called Velvet. So with the same brush that I was using with the ColourPop, the Morphe M433 brush. I'm just going to apply this color, and this color is really nice. It's more of a winey color, and I just want to deepen it. And I am holding the brush this way. I don't want to move it any more up because this is a really strong color. I just want to put it right here and just slowly kind of blending it in. But you don't want to go any more up because then you're going to look like you get punched in the face. I mean, if you do, again, go way too high up, it's okay. Just go with that peach smoothie and blend it out. So now I'm going to grab that shade again, and I'm going to pack it in to my outer corner and slowly blending this. So now the same thing with this eye, grabbing that velvet shade. You slowly want to deepen this and then slowly blend it out. And you can take off the tape, and then see, it gives you such a clean edge. You don't have to do much, and it looks perfect. So now let's start with my face. I've already moisturized. I used my little sample of the O. Henriksen Sheer Transformation Lotion. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Smashbox Photo Finish primer with the pore minimizing one because I have huge pores. And I usually just use a little bit of this one and pat it. I'm gonna use the Cover FX mattifying primer with anti-acne treatment. My face right now is acting up, and it's because of the weather. The weather is just jacking up my face right now, and it's killing me. So we're gonna do whatever we can to make my face feel better with a beauty blender. This is a Sephora beauty blender that I bought, so we're gonna try it out and see how it works. I also am going to use a different foundation that I haven't used in a while, and it's the Amazonian Clay Full Coverage, and the color, if I can just find it, Medium Honey. Hopefully this is my shade, because this is a shade that I bought a long time ago. And I'm hoping, well, it's kind of light, but it's okay. So I'm just going to bounce that around. And it's just really full coverage, as you guys can see. That's why I'm using the beauty blender, because I feel like it's really full coverage, and I don't really want to feel like I'm wearing full coverage. So I want to help out the fact that I don't want to feel like a cake face right now. So this is a tad bit light, but when I put on my powder, it'll look a little bit better when I place bronzer and all of that stuff. But it's not a bad foundation. I love this stuff. And I actually am really liking this beauty blender. It's not that bad. It is a lot smaller than a beauty blender. Which, do I have one so I can compare it and show you guys? Yes, I do. This one's the beauty blender, which is a tad bit bigger. This one's the Sephora beauty blender. This is the original one. This is the Sephora one. This isn't that bad. And it was like on sale, so it was like $6 for two. So I bought it. And I'm not gonna lie, I like it. So I'm just bringing that shade down. So now I'm gonna use concealer, and I am going to use the Maybelline New York Fit Me Concealer in Sand Sable. And I am just applying it under my eye. So I'm going to use this end. We're going to see how this works. I usually like to use the beauty blender because it has a pointier end. But this one's working pretty well. The reason I do it individually and I don't just apply it at the same time, because this sets really quick. So that concealer, it killed it. And my eye bags are gone. Now I want to set them really quick before I crease up. And I want to use my Laura Mercier translucent powder. So before I do this, I always make sure that I'm not creasing. So I tap out any creases. And then I just like to actually just kind of set in that powder. So then I'm good. But now I'm going to apply a little bit of that concealer at the top right here. And then here. Over here. Really blend it out. Okay, so I'm done with that. Now I'm going to set the whole face. Okay, so I'm gonna set the areas where I concealed, and then you can slowly start to, I know people wipe away the rest of their bake, but I kind of just work it into my skin. Okay, so now I'm gonna set the rest of my foundation, and I am going to be using a big old fluffy brush, and I'm going to be using my NC35 MAC Studio Fix. So this is why I wasn't that worried about the foundation being a tad bit too light, because this will kind of bring it back to my color. It really blurs everything out, like a lot. That's why I'm never worried about my foundation being a tad bit too light or a tad bit too dark, because you can always work with it. If you have a lighter foundation, you just mix it in. That's the beauty of makeup, is you can always fix it. Now that we've set everything, I am going to finish my eyes. The lid color I'm going to use, and let me just grab a synthetic brush. Or I might just be using my finger. Honestly, I might just use my finger. This is the color Telepathy. And this is a Super Shock eyeshadow from ColourPop. And I've been dying to use that color, and I've been trying to see what would be best with this color. I'm going to use my synthetic brush. This is supposed to be a nail brush, but I love them to conceal, like under the brow and everything. But today I'm going to use them, and see, it really picks up the color. So I'm going to go in there and really press in that eyeshadow, I mean. And really just kind of fade it out slowly. And now to blend in that color, I'm gonna go in with Velvet just a tad bit. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing with the other eye. And as you can see, this look is not hard at all. So again, I'm going to blend this eyeshadow because I don't want it to look misplaced. And that's it. I'm not gonna do any wing liner because I just feel like this is enough. I've been dying to use these false lashes, and it's the Cara eyelashes. And the reason I like them is because they're human hair, real human hair, and the band is so thin, and they're really dramatic, and I like it. And I'm using the Duo brush on adhesive with vitamins. And what I like to do to make sure these puppies don't come off, I like to apply 2 layers of the lash glue. See what a difference it makes? These are super huge and I love them. So I'm not like crazy or anything, but it's like a really flimsy, I dropped it. I can't eat it. It's a really flimsy lash line. I mean, I love it because they're so thin, but they're super flimsy and really hard to work with. Okay, so now let's do my brows. And you want to balance this whole look out, so I'm going to use Benefit Conditioning Primer. My eyebrows are really crazy and really bushy, and I like to make sure they're primed so they stay in place when I do them, where it's really sparse. So I'm going to be using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the color New York. You slowly want to build that eyebrow. Then we're gonna comb this bad boy out just to fade it out just a tad bit. I'm going to grab a concealer brush. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm actually cleaning a brush right now because my favorite concealer brush was dirty. Don't judge me. So I like to use a pretty thick but light concealer. This is the RCMA Vincent Kohi palette. I think that's how you say it, or Vincent Kehoe palette, and I'm grabbing this shade right here because it's really close to my skin color, and I'm just going to go under lightly. And now I'm just going to place some eyebrow gel, and I'm going to be using the Gimme Brow Benefit Brow Gel in the color 5. This is the darkest shade. I love the tiny brush. It's one of my favorite things ever. So I bought a new brush, and I'm actually pretty excited to use it. This is the new Sephora contouring brush. It's very different, and I'm going to be using the medium sleek face contour kit. It has like a contour color, and then it has like a highlighter, which is actually not that bad. So it does come in pretty heavy, but oh, I'm actually liking this. And I know you guys are thinking like, holy shit, that is a really strong contour. It's okay because I'm going to clean it up actually. And usually when I do a cleanup on my face, I like to use the banana powder and just clean up. And now I am going to grab a little bit of bronzer just to bronze this face up. So I'm going to use the Bronze Booster from Physicians Formula. And I'm actually going to contour my nose. And the way that I do it is super easy. And like I never thought it made a difference until I saw, I was like, whoa. And now I'm going to put on blush. And I'm going to be using my Morphe M403. And I am going to be using the Luminoso one from Milani. I love this blush because it gives you such a nice healthy glow. It's not even funny. Like I used to be really afraid of putting on blush because I was like, oh, it's too much. But now I was like, why didn't I find this blush a long time ago? I'm actually going to use a highlighter that I was sent in a PR package. And this is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighter Powder in the color called Crown of My Canopy. This is such a pretty color. It's not even funny how pretty it is. And I'm actually going to just wet my brush a little with a facial spray. I mean, do you see that glow? So now, and this is like one thing that I always do no matter what. I have to blend everything. And we're gonna highlight the tip of my nose. So now we're gonna do the rest of the eyes. And I'm grabbing the same palette that I used. And I'm gonna grab that color Velvet and smoke out my under lash line. Under the lash line. And here I'm just grabbing a Morphe shader brush. I don't have the number, but I know it was a set. Now I'm going to grab a liner, and I'm going to be using the Marc Jacobs gel liner. I like to use this liner because it doesn't bother my contacts, so it really helps. So now the lips. I'm actually going to do a very nude lip. I don't want to do anything too strong. Before I do anything, I'm actually going to use my ColourPop lippy stick in the color Cookie. And just apply this to my lips because it's super moisturizing. Okay, now I'm gonna grab the shade Fab. And now for the final thing that I'm gonna do to my face. I know I've done a lot of things to my face and I've worked really hard on it. Facial spray. I don't use Fix Plus and I use the Mario Badescu Rose Water, but lately I have been loving the coconut face toner from Alafia. I really like it. And it's super refreshing and I like it a lot. So let's just apply this because I have a lot of powder going on and I don't want to look like a powdery face. So let's Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys are loving this look. If you guys did, then please give it a thumbs up. And if you aren't already subscribed, please go ahead. I will be putting a lot more videos out, a lot more different looks, techniques, and skills on how to achieve very different makeup looks. Because my whole thing is I want you to be able to recreate the look as easy as possible. I don't want it to be too hard for you guys, so I always find different ways to make things easier for you guys or to show you how to. So like I said, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you aren't already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Alrighty, thank you guys for watching. Love you.